Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and also good evening, guys, depending on whichever time of the day that you are going to come across this video. I'd like to welcome you onto this channel, guys. I hope that everyone is good, guys. Keep on subscribing, and thank you very much for the support, guys. I am beyond being over the moon, Jay. Thank you very much for subscribing and for the support. And yeah, man, let's talk about this. But before we even start talking, can we please just um watch this short clip, and then we'll talk after the clip has aired or played. And yeah, man, check this out, and then we'll talk.
I'm sorry about the loss of your mother. How is grief going?
Grief is worse than depression because with depression you can take antidepressants, you can sometimes drink it away, sex it away, whatever. But when it comes to grief, one day you think you're okay, and the next day it comes hitting you. I mean, there was a point whereby I've been affected so much that even my cognitive, I was like, "Nyakhohlwa." It was a lot of things that are happening, but I understood that it was grief. Sometimes it would be hard to even get out of the house, get out of bed, make food, bath, grief. But it is in phases. It's not in stages. That's what I say. They say it's 5 stages, but it's not. You can literally go through the 5 stages in a day, sometimes in a week, but it's phases. Today, I'm okay. Tomorrow, I wake up, I'm like, I miss my mom, and I'm crying, and I'm a mess. That is grief. But for me, I'm taking one day at a time. As ukushonela umama akufani nokushonela auntie or umama, it's such a deep connection. You feel like a part of yourself is gone. A part of you basically dies.
How did you know it was grief? I lost my father in 2023. When I went through my stages, I didn't know. Because uGulile baba sihleli naye and he was sick in front of us. I thought ukuthi when he passed away, it would be easier for me to accept it. And so when the stages were happening to me, I was blank. I didn't know it was. Until afterwards, maybe like 8 months afterwards, and a year into it, I was like, oh, I'm grieving. How did you know it was grief? Have you lost anybody else that was close to you?
Umndeni osekhaya uphelile kakhulu. As abantu abamnyama, we take grief as mourning. Mourning and grieving are 2 different worlds. Mourning is observing that I've had a loss, yaga mama or yaga baba, and but grief is a pain you learn to live with.
Okay.
With some people, it is earlier, and some later, depending on how we deal with life's traumas. It's like a love inside of you that you can't express to someone else. It's just painful because you live with it. You can't say, oh mom, I love you, I want to touch, I want to do this, can I? It's because you now in a space of, I won't see this person again. I won't see my dad again. I won't see my mom again. Little things trigger you. And you remember, damn, konje mina. So it is a pain you learn to live with. You never forget because their DNA is your DNA.
It's not the weight that gets better. You just get stronger to carry that weight.
Absolutely. It's like carrying a stone in your pocket. Initially, it feels annoying. You want to, this rock, this, but eventually you're like, you know what?
It's my stone.
It's my
And I'm
stone
going to
to
carry
carry.
it.
Guys, for those who are new here or it's their first time even watching me or checking out this channel, I just like it when it's just dark like this, and I like black and white in here. I just like that. Even here in my house, colors, it's black, different shades of gray and white. So yeah, but either way, we're not here to talk about that. As we've just checked out that video, it's a very very important and serious should I say video or message that or topic that they are talking about on that video, talking about grief. And I do not know those people, but however, just based on the topic on its own, I definitely can relate. Yeah, I definitely can relate. And I feel like another thing, you do not also need to be a person who has lost a mother in order for you to be able to relate to this video, but you can also relate to this video just Jay, as a person who has lost even certain things in your life, things that meant a lot to you, or even just a loved one. Yeah, but just to talk about even these 5 stages of grief and everything. Mina, I do not want to lie to you. I did not go through the 5 stages of grief. I did not. Okay, wait. Let me just get my other phone so I can just go through these stages just to, because someone else might be like, hey, boo, what are the 5 stages of grief? I'm just going to, let me just go on the browser. Let me write 5 stages. 5 stages. Yeah, even just keep an eye on 5 stages of grief. Okay, I'm just going to go through these 5 stages. I'll just read them out and then we'll talk about them, and then we'll also relate to the video. But I just wanted to start with this. Okay, I do not know if this is written in order, in a sense of from A, B, C, and or is it just written in any particular order? But however, the first one that is written here, they said the top 5 stages of grief are denial and isolation. A person may refuse to accept the reality of the loss and isolate themselves from others. Okay, I'm going to also refer this to me with my journey and with how I coped and how I'm coping with the loss of my mom. Yeah, let me just go straight to this and then we'll talk about a small history and about me and my mom, a relationship and my siblings and everything like that. Okay, yeah. In terms of denial and isolation, truth be told, the song that I was listening to, it was around 10 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, or 9, almost to 10 p.m. I can't remember. I think it was during the week. The following day I was supposed to be going to work, and then I got a phone call from my uncle. He was telling me my mom was okay all along. This was during COVID, and if you remember, during COVID at the beginning stages, it was around July. It was actually July, on the 2nd of July, 2020, and then I got a call from my uncle telling me, where are you? When he told me, asking me, where am I, when am I coming home? Hey, he was like, not when am I coming, you need to, he was like, hi, unjani, and stuff like that, you need to come home, sekhona okuvelile. And then I was like, I will in that. And then he told me, ukuthi umama akasekho. I don't want to lie to you. I do not believe it. Let me just put some lotion on my mouth. Let me just put some lotion, guys. I do not believe it. Yes? I did not. When he said that, I didn't. He asked me, kumele ubuye ekhaya, umama akasekho. At first I was like, le, and manje mlomo ngathi lip gloss, and I don't do my lip gloss. I was like, mama akasekho, and he was like, yeah, kumele ubuye ekhaya, sizokhuluma kahle. I don't want to lie to you, I was shocked. In the same breath, I did not even believe it now. You understand? And then the next thing, my stepfather called and also said the same thing. With daughter, you need to come home, so that we can start with the preparations and everything. And what's we are rasang piece of YouTube. So I was like, I just do not believe it. YouTube I was like, Yo, I was shocked, if I don't want to lie to you. I was shocked. And I was listening to Zayn Malik. I can't remember with who, It Dusk Till Dawn. I wonder, every time I listen to that song, there's this guy who performed that song with a voice, a white guy with blonde hair. He was wearing all white. Ngati use petrol station. That song always reminds me of that whole thing, because yeah. And that was also the same time when I also came out to my family, the rest of my family, because my ex I was still in a relationship with my ex. The guy was so supportive, I don't want to lie to you. He was very supportive. You understand? He was very supportive nje. Good relationship yethu yamnayo. So when we went, sasuka lana, masuka lana, my aunt and my other aunt's husband, sabathola ngale on another place, and then when we met, we went down to KZN. Masifika KZN vele kwashiwo vele. It was I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was on Friday. I can't remember properly. But what I remember is that when we tried to call emotionally Ebeguyu, we could not reach the lady, because we can't. Another thing that I even forgot to speak about, when I went to a Capitec, it was beginning of 2020, ngiyovula funeral policy. Another guy, a consultant who was advising me and helping me, was like, cousin, if your mom opens life cover evulela yena, imali ezophuma imali engaka. I think it was 100,000 if I'm not mistaken, and then he ends up my beneficiary. Whereas if wena ukhava umama imali izoba 50k, I can't remember properly, but I think it was like that. So he was like, no, tell your mom to go and open ikati ilona what's this policy, and then is my beneficiary, and then low mali sesoidons and stuff like that. So with me, I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to go home, and then we will do that. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to go home, work, and then COVID happened. Then next thing, my mom passed away. So when all of that was happening, my mom passed away. I was like, in the same breath, izikoloto engangikuzo. Any impahla motobheka. Lumlomo lo uyabhora because ublanka too much, but ukuthi i-blanking iphinde ingena kancane emlomeni moisturize, so forgive me for that. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't take a loan. I couldn't do anything. You understand? I could not. I was stressed. I phoned him 17 to ask for help. I could not get help. I was stranded. Because I was asking myself, because I did not cover her. I was supposed to go home, police, and then that's how she was going to be covered. I ended up talking to this other friend the following day. The guy borrowed me 20,000 rand. 20,000 rand. On my back, I have a tattoo of my uncle's name, my aunt's name, his name, and my friend's name. And that tattoo symbolizes, I even said that with the heading, I was like, the people who had my back when I lost my mom. Then I wrote their names. Somebody else might be like, why? Even people have even asked me, why no, they do not understand what roles did these people play when I lost my mom. Even if me and these people, we fought, we no longer got along with each other in future or whatever, that doesn't matter to me, because this tattoo that I have with their names has absolutely nothing to do with the future, but everything to do with when I needed them, when I lost my mom. You understand? So this tattoo means a lot to me. So the guy borrowed me 20k, went home, masifika kanti ekhaya, si-check amaphepha sithola ukuthi umama had a policy, just that the beneficiary was my stepfather and it was her ex. They were no longer together, but there was good communication between me and him and stuff like that. He helped us, we buried my mom and everything like that. You understand? And just to also go into this, there was this other friend of mine, or ex-friend, who I loved kakhulu, kakhulu, kakhulu. You know, when I lost my mom knew that me and him were big, huge friends. We're tight as thieves. Nje. But when I lost my mom, the guy lied. Like sesiqala ngama-preparations the same ngaso lesikhathi lezi ngize ngehlile ngithi I'm going to when my uncle asked me to come home and all that, the guy was like, yeah, I spoke to people from AVC. They told me that they were I've already hired a car, it's finalized and everything like that, so don't worry, Tina, we're going to come in Northwest for the mother's funeral. Everyone must just relax. The only thing that I can do is just to have money for food, and that's it. Not us going to Avis during that course of the time when we're still busy with my preparations of finalizing going to bury my mom and everything. Must figure Avis, mind you, this guy was sitting with him the entire time. He never went out or went to Newcastle or anywhere like that. Got Avis. The guy was just with us the entire time, and he was telling us that he just made a call and everything. It does not work like that. Hey, if it's the child that need your credit card, they need you in person to come here and everything like that and all of that. The guy was lying. So I told this friend of mine, I was like, I want to see. I know this guy is a liar. He always lies. But I want to see what will he do when push comes to shove. Now he has to produce. Now he has to make sure that people are at the funeral. He said he lied and said that he did everything is sorted, people must just have money for food. Ngifuna ukubona ukuthi uzowenza njani. The day of the funeral, I called the guy, I can't remember the story he gave me, but they were like, they're coming. Did they come? I came back. My siblings were all staying in KZN with my mom and everything like that. But when we came back from the funeral, I was like, I'm taking my siblings in. I'm going to stay with them. I'm still staying with them. I called the guy. Conference call with all of us, 3 friends. And I asked him, good how? Dad, when you said Gucci, this was going to happen, you sorted things at Avis, why did you lie? Because this is how things work at Avis. He tried to deny, only to find out with him, when you put him a corner and usumbambile ngeqiniso uvela retaliate. He was just like, Kimi, Sabel, it's not like you did not bury your mom. Mind you, this is the same person my mom loved and cared about. He was like, it's not like you did not bury your mom without me. And it's not like we can go and dig her up and then bury her. I do not see it. I did not get it, what you were saying at the time. And on the phone as we were speaking, everyone was just quiet. Come to think about it, talk about it, after when we met up with all the other people who were also on the phone, these people were like, yes, when your friend said this, we were shocked. Did you understand or did you hear what he said or what he meant when he said what he said? Then when they told me, that's when I said, and I was like, yo, this is what he meant. Fast forward, I called his sisters. I mean, I was always there. I was always supportive. I sacrificed just to be there and support them. Not just him, but them as a family. But when I lost my mom, nobody showed up. Nobody did shit. No one even took out a cent. One thing I told I one time, and they kept. Then I started being distant. Then they started wanting to befriend me. Even with a friend that of mine that I went with, ex-friend of mine that I went with, who was there to help me bury my mom and everything. I appreciate that, cool. But the problem with him, that one, he was too fascinated in doing Uguti. He always wants a spotlight. He always wanted a spotlight, no matter what. I even got to a point Uguti, I even started feeling like Uguti. When I lost my mom, he wished he was also in my shoes, that he would lose his mom, just so that now people can also, be around him and be like, wait, nah, yo. You understand? So I ended up cutting him off. Then there was a time the way they tried to reconcile and that we try and fix things and stuff like that. Created a group. I even told Usisi Walo, this other friend, the first one I was telling you about. Ngathi mina naye kusazo mehlela. The one who told me ukuthi it's not like we do not bury my mom, or we can go and dig up my mom and bury her again. Ngamjat kusazo mehlela naye sisazo mukhalela. Sizoba emotional zoba manzi nte kwa manzi nte azange nikwe manzi. Few months ago, he lost his mom. Angifili nje lutho. Angifili nje lutho nge-right apha kum. And as much as Guyi he has also even lost his mom and stuff like that, he's reap what he has sowed. He is yet to reap what he has sowed. I was there for him. I supported. I did everything as a good friend to him. I remember when the guy was saying shady things like, nyazi manje khona abantu ngoba senginomsebenzi abanomona ngami ukuthi ngeke besangithengela utshwala. Ngambuza ngathi mina le status osibhalele zisibhale ngami lesi. And he admitted ukuthi wasibhale ngami. Ngambuza ngathi mina wena mawusuhlala phansi ucabanga ngathi imuphi umuntu ongaba angry noma bene jealous ukuthi wena usayikhokhela izinto. Because that's -1 problem. Imuphi? Lapho sengispend igoli njulazi ngami. Yes, igoli for other people is like I see achievement or anything, but ulazi ngami. Ngibhuke, ngimphuzise, ngimdlise, sihambe ngize ngimise efactory ayodliwa ngami. Come. Ne-ex yami isithathe skip. Ukuthi nje ziningi into ngizokhuluma ngaleso. But just to talk about this funeral thing. Yeah. Ngabatshela sisiba ngathi should bangithatha ngathi ngiyadlala. Ngathi kusazomehlela ubhutwenu. Naye umama wakhe usazomushonela. Alishona kani? Ayikwamanzi into kwamanzi into. Yekani ukuzenza. The problem is that with you guys nicathi ngama robot, nina ngama super saiyan, ni immortal, ningabo Orochimaru anshonelo. Kunjani ke masekonje? I met up with him go Pride last weekend. Yeah. On the 26th of October. I was the one who called him. Yazi bengimthanda back then. Abanye ngisanginandaba. Naye nje noma kuthiwa uyayishonela hawo. Ushonela umunye yo. Anginandaba nje. Cha anginandaba mina. I don't want to lie to you. Anginandaba. Akusekho nje lokho. Konke lokho nje kwavele nje kwaba uAfbob. Sorry guys, ikhathile le device. Yeah. I can't remember what I was saying. But I was also like that. You know. But just to go back to the 5 stages of grief, talking about denial and isolation. One thing I think I've learned even before the passing of my mom was acceptance. I learned the acceptance ukuthi it has happened. I never knew how was I going to be able to cope with the passing of my mom, but I've always seen myself on the other side saying, hey, Lil. It's like even with my exam, I remember when I was still in high school, I would be like, yo, how am I going to make it through these exams? But I already see myself on the other side saying happy, already made and written and happy and passed my exams. Yes, bengifunda, but I was just like, when it's happening, it's like mina. I think this is also one of the good things. The Uguti, I did not focus on what I was going through, but I did. I don't know how should I put this, but it was more or less like there's this Bible verse Uguti, ngiphakamisela amehlo ami ezintabeni. I'm sorry to quote that because like cliche. It just reminds me of that because with me, I did not see myself going through the whole grieving thing and the whole pain thing. However, I just saw myself on the other side, like saying okay. In terms of denial and isolation, no, I never denied. I just accepted that my mom is gone, and I was like, in terms of isolation, one of the things that I told myself is like, Kuti, I could not break down. I wish I could break down. I wish I could. I think I've said this before, Kuti, I could not go to work. I wish I could just wake up and be like, yo, I can't. I could not do that. I couldn't. Because my siblings needed me. They definitely needed me. I had to be strong. Yes, it's toxic sometimes to be like that, but it helped me, man. It did. I'll tell you why it helped me, but let's just go through all of this. And then they speak about anger. A person may feel angry at the person who died, themselves, or others for the loss. I never went through anger. Never. They speak about bargaining. A person may try to negotiate with a higher power or themselves to reverse or postpone the loss. No, I never did that. Toward depression, a person may feel deep sadness, hopeless, and guilt over the loss. I never felt that. Then they said acceptance. A person may come to terms with the loss and find a way to move on. Mina, as even with the video that you've just watched, they did even speak about acceptance. I feel like I just went straight to acceptance, of which here, with the 5 stages, it seems like that was the last stage. Yes, we are not the same as people. We will not react to grief or certain things the same way. We won't last the same way in a certain stage. Angek. Understand? With what I'm saying or what I've seen, acceptance is definitely the first step. The minute you accept, that's when your healing starts. I never blame myself with my mom's passing. I remember with my mom, we were in a very horrible place. I'll tell you things that used to happen, but we were in a horrible space. But when my mom passed away, or before she passed away, we're in a point of we're learning, as black people, we're learning this thing of telling each other, yo, I love you, mom, I love you, Sektanda and daughter, and stuff like that. We're in that space. When my mom wanted, let me just make an example, eyes. Bengivele ngimlethele North Pole. Made ufuna glimpse ye sunlight, ngivele ngimlethele ilanga. That was me. That was me with my mom. I did my part. Who I killed it? Me, nah. I'm still killing it now. The thing that helped me to also heal, I told myself, as I mentioned earlier on, I was like, I cannot crumble now. I can't. I want to do that, but I cannot right now. My siblings needed me. Me focusing on work and also my siblings helped me. I just focused on that and managing right. Get right. I don't want to lie to and get right. And this is about 4 years and 4 months. And I loved my mom. I still love my mom. And I think that also, I think that helped me was the fact ukuthi ngizowenzani. I asked myself, what can I do? Because I was always the type of child, what can I do to make my mom proud? I've always seen myself having a car, going with my mom to town, buying food and going back home. You know? There's also another story that's just coming in that month. I'm not even going to talk about it now. Talk about what else. I speak about the relationship that I have with my mom. But for now, yeah. We do not all go through the same stage. Same stages, same time. We do not. But my tip, accept. Even if it's a matter of ukuthi, because my mom was okay. Next thing, she's gone. Kanjan. For a healing yakho to start, accept. It's not your fault. And even if it seems like it's your fault, it's not. Even if, okay, I know this might be wrong for me to say, but I feel like even if someone gets to a point ukuthi they will do something to themselves because of you. Honestly speaking, guys, I believe that the God we serve is a God that gives us free will. We have power over ourselves, over our own lives. It's sad to see ukuthi the only time we get to exercise that power, most of the times, it's when we crucify ourselves or we hurt ourselves, but not to embrace ourselves. So accept, man. It has happened. Love. Be compassionate to yourself. I know this is rich coming from me, Nam Gangane, because now I'm still also learning to love myself, but be compassionate to yourself. Love yourself. Zingenge. The same way you are patient with other people, you can do that with yourself. Do that with yourself. Zingenge. So right. So and ubudoda, I always say enye into futhi ephinde yakhonfirm le ndawo zobudoda and stuff like that. That's why nami nje when it comes to this zobudoda, I'm like, man, nina noma ngaba madoda, it's fine, or whatever the case might be. I'm doing things that my father could not do. I'm just going to tell you even another story. I don't know when. With my sexuality. When I just zingenge, accept, zingenge, know that you deserve the best, uzoba right. Even the person who passed wants the best for you. Even if the person who passed away did not want the best for you, you're still alive. You can still give yourself the best. Do that. You deserve it. You can still change it. If you feel like you don't deserve it, work on you deserving it. Yeah, guys, I think I've said it a lot. Thank you very much for watching and keep on subscribing, guys. Yo, Nina. Thank you.